Example number 2, we're going to multiply a matrix here by what we call a scalar. Now a scalar is basically a number, okay? This is called the scalar right here. This is a scalar outside. So outside of the matrix we call a scalar. We call this scalar multiplication whenever you see this, because it means -2 times the whole matrix, scalar multiplication. So all you have to do is take this scalar, this number, times it by everything in here. So it's pretty easy. -2 times 4, -8. -2 times 1, -2. -2 times -2, +4. -2 times -1, +2. -2 times 0, 0. -2 times 7, -14. There you go. You just performed scalar multiplication. Okay, letter B. It makes it a little bit more complicated because you got scalar multiplication here and you have subtraction. So let's do the scalar multiplication first. 4 times all these things. Okay, 4 times -2, -8. 4 times -8, -32. 4 times 5, 20. 4 times 0, 0. Minus. We still have all this right here. -3, 8, 6, -5. Now it's just normal subtracting matrices. So top left minus top left. -8 minus -3, -8 plus 3 is -5. -32 minus 8, which is -40. 20 minus 6, 14, and 0 minus -5. 0 minus a negative is plus, so 0 plus 5 is 5. There you go. So this is more like what you'll see. You might even see a little bit more over here. Okay, so be ready for scalar multiplication. Next one. Skipping to example 4 because example 3 is a word problem. We're going to go back to that. Example 4. Solve the matrix equation. So what we have here is we have what we call matrix equation. So if I have x, 2, 3, 4 equals 5, 2, 3, y, what could you tell me? Well, if these two matrices are equal to each other, one, they have to be the same dimensions. 2 by 2. They're both the same, 2 by 2, 2 by 2. 2, the corresponding elements have to be the same. So this element has to be the same, has to be equal to this element. So right away I know x equals 5 of this thing. Look, 2 equals 2, okay. 3 equals 3, true. 4 is equal to y, okay. So y equals 4. So final answer, x comma y. That's simple. So this, they just made a more complex equation out of it. But this is the simplest thing. Each corresponding element is equal to each other. We have to do all of this first and then make it equal to this guy right here. So we can add, this is a 2 by 2, 2 by 2. We can add this plus this. But here's the tricky part. You can't add 5x and 3. 5x plus 3. That's not like 8x or whatever you want to say. So those aren't like terms, right? So that just goes right here. 5x plus 3 is one element. That's one thing. That's not two things. That's one. Right? Just like this thing is one thing right here. Okay? So we go -2 plus 7, which is 5. We go here, 6 plus -5 is 1, and we go -4 plus -y. Can't put those together, right? So we just leave it. -4 plus -y or minus y. Everybody see what I'm doing? If you can't put them together, you just leave it. That's one. How many elements are here? Only 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? This is still multiplied by 3 out here. 3 times all this equals that thing. I won't rewrite it. Next, 3 times all of this. Well, this is scalar multiplication. 3 times this, 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 and this. So 3 times 5x plus 3. Distribute 3 times 5x, 3 times 3. So this becomes 3 times 15x, 3 times 3 plus 9. This one element is 15x plus 9. Next, 3 times the 5 over here, which is 15. That's another element. 3 times the 1, which is just 3. 3 times the negative 4 minus y. So this times this is negative 12. This times this is minus 3y. Notice how it's all one element. Okay? So this thing, that's the best we could get it, is equal to this whole side. Negative 21, 15, 3, 24. I don't know if that's 24 or negative 24. So let's just go with, we'll just say positive 24. Now look at this. This is a 2 by 2 right here, right? 1, 1, 2 by 1, 2. 2 by 2. And this is also a 2 by 2. They can be equal to each other. If these two were different dimensions, you couldn't say they're equal. So since they're equal, that's what I told you is their corresponding elements are equal. Look at this. This has to equal this guy because they're corresponding the same. Oh yeah. This has to equal this guy. Alright. Good. So what that means is this has to equal that. So 15x plus 9 has to equal negative 21. We write that off to the side. 15x plus 9 is equal to negative 21, and we solve it. Okay, minus 9, minus 9. 15x is equal to negative 30. Divide by 15. X is equal to negative 2. So x right here is negative 2. So far we write that down. Circle that for now. Next, this guy has to equal this guy, right? Because they're corresponding. Negative 12 minus 3y equals 24. So write that somewhere. Once again, I don't have a lot of space. Let's see if I can do this here. Okay. Let's do this. Aha! I'm making space. Here we go. Okay, so let's do this. What do we say? Negative 12 minus 3y. Negative 12 minus 3y has to equal this side 24. Solve this. So plus 12 plus 12, that's negative 3y equals plus 12 is 36. So it's a little sloppy. Divide by negative 3. Y is equal to this divided by this, which is negative 12. There's your other part of your answer. X equals negative 2, y equals negative 12. Put them together in a coordinate. Negative 2, comma, negative 12. That's your final answer. That's solving for x and y at the same time. There we go.